Mullah Nasruddin was walking down the road and he saw this being wearing a patched work cloak coming the other way. And Mullah Nasruddin thought to himself, oh, this must be one of those dervishes, and those dervishes are supposed to have special perception. I'm going to test him. So after the usual salutations, Mullah Nasruddin said to the dervish, can I test your perception? The dervish said, go for it. So Mullah Nasruddin waved his arm across the air and said to the dervish, what was that? And the dervish said, that was a chariot with a driver driven by 2 white horses coming out of the clouds. And Mullah Nasruddin put on a very petulant face and voice and said, that's not fair. You saw me do it. It's been said over these last days that we have to become divine scientists, divine physicists, and divine alchemists. And to become any and all of these requires research and experimentation or play. So the question was asked over these last several times of being together, what is the difference between perception and apperception? And if we do a little bit of research, like going to the dictionary, we can find out that perception is to do with the senses, or sensory perception. And apperception is conscious perception or conscious awareness. And so we have to answer the question, what is the difference between these two? Pardon? The mind, yes, the mind. But there's a story about a merchant who came to the province of Lu, and in company with another merchant over a reception, they got talking about spiritual things, and the merchant from Lu said, you know, we've got a great sage here who is said that he can empty his mind. And the other merchant said, oh, yes, I've heard of him, but we've got a great sage where I come from too. And it's said that he can see with his ears and hear with his eyes. Well, the first merchant, the merchant from Lu, was very, very impressed with this. So after they parted, of course, the word got around town and came to the ears of the governor that there was this great sage in this certain other province by the name of Li Tzu, who could see with his ears and hear with his eyes. So the governor of Lu decided that he would send a messenger to ask Li Tzu to visit him. And so he did. And when he did, the governor of Lu said, I believe that you can see with your ears and hear with your eyes. And Li Tzu said, well, this is just a rumor, but it is true that I don't need my ears and my eyes to see and hear. Well, the governor of Lu was very, very impressed with this, and he asked him, well, how do you do that? And Li Tzu said, well, he said, my mind is in harmony with my senses, and my senses are in harmony with my body. My body is in harmony with my spirit, and my spirit is in harmony with nature. That means that I can hear and see from near and far, and 360 degrees around, without using my eyes or my ears. I'm not certain whether it is my senses that are aware of this, or whether it's my body that has experience of this, or whether it's my gut that has a feeling of this. But it all happens very naturally. What's your experience? What is it that we can clearly define as being the difference between perception and apperception, our sensory awareness and our conscious awareness? How would you define these? Where do they meet? Perception and apperception, sensory awareness and conscious awareness. Where in us do they meet? My mind is in harmony with my senses. My senses are in harmony with my body. My body is in harmony with my spirit. My spirit is in harmony with nature. Sensory awareness, conscious awareness. No, no. Total awareness. Can we separate them? Can we separate the mind from the senses from consciousness?
We can. We can separate them, but we know they work together as well.
Okay,
They operate differently, but they work together.
okay. Where do they meet, this sensory awareness and conscious awareness? Where do they meet in us?
I describe that as the physical, non-physical divide, where they jump from one to the other,
Okay.
and they meet there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they meet, it's a matter of who's going to control who.
Mm-hmm.
Are the senses going to control you, or are you going to control the senses, or are you going to be in